Good Thursday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. I'm Joey McWilliams, and you are watching this presentation of the Bryan County Patriot. Really thankful to get to be with everyone tonight. I know the situation continues to have us in our homes as it's day 15 of not a lockdown. It's still a shutdown, and we have been encouraged to be in our homes. Of course, statewide, it is the safer at home doctrine that we're working with right now. So I hope you're enjoying your Thursday night as it's Holy Week and pushing toward Easter on Sunday. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. In the meantime, I want to get right to tonight's guests, Matt and Darla Hunt, who own and operate Omnicare 365 right here in Bryan County. And Matt, I just wanted to talk to you about that. I mean, your business, it's always seeming to be doing well. I enjoy stopping by and visiting with you all and learning more about what you all do. In a time like this, though, I know that there's a lot going on. Everything has changed for everyone. It doesn't matter the size of your business, whether it's big or small or somewhere in between. In this situation, dealing with COVID-19 and coronavirus, and by the way, I'm going to get those words out of the way now so YouTube can go ahead and kick me off, and I'll still be on Facebook Live. But how are you going about your business and hiring and training and taking care of your staff?
Well, we've certainly been luckier than a lot of the businesses out there. We have a lot of great partners that we partner with throughout the U.S. and our clients. We've got great employees, and we've been able to in our business. It's really a lot of technology driven, and so we've been able to remobilize our employees, and we've got about 90% of our staff working from home. So, we've been in business about 2 years. We've got about 75 employees, and we've got about 60 of those right now working from home.
Yeah, it's been really interesting because if you think back to the timeline, January it was hitting Washington, and we're like, let's hope that this doesn't spread. And then later February comes along, and it's continuing to spread, and you're seeing more and more cases. And so for us, early March, we sat down and started thinking it's not here yet, and people aren't, at a stay order, or, businesses aren't closing, but ultimately we have a lot of people in our building and we have a lot of employees. And so for us, if somebody were to be impacted by this or become ill, it would spread throughout our business, our building, everything would be impacted. So for us, we really started to be proactive instead of reactive. So we actually started implementing our work at home program. I'm trying to think of the date, but we're going on our 4th week now. So we were a little early on, but for us, we were thinking it's better to be safe and have people working at home than trying to recoup when, there was a mass pandemic that could possibly impact the business and our employees. Ultimately, we know that people need to work. So we wanted to put our people first and get them safe so they didn't have to get out into the community more than they really needed to be.
Well, and if you look at our client base, we support a lot of healthcare, and we support home services that provides essential services to, a lot of Americans out there. And so, we felt it was important to be ready for this. So we would have the staff in place to be able to support these guys as they go out and try to help their customers.
I really commend you all for that too, because steps that you took. I broadcast sports. I know we've talked about this before, and of course I've talked about it here on the air, but that's one of my things is broadcasting sports. I had no idea that the last game that I broadcast this year would be the last game that I broadcast this year, even hearing about some of these things that were coming out. So it came as a surprise to me as to how quickly things did turn. And I commend you for being proactive in that. Well, you all have to work with other things too. I mean, you've got the Family First Coronavirus Response Act. How do you work with that, and talk about what that is?
Yes. So there's a couple of different new enactments and laws that were put into place specifically for the coronavirus. So those came very quickly. There wasn't a lot of resources in the beginning. So, we personally turned to the Department of Labor facts quite often, and also we're members of SHRM. And so we were every day throughout the day going in and researching to see, how are employers expected to react, and what are the employees' rights, and what are our obligations, and how do you combine those to make sure that you're taking care of the business, but also the people that help you maintain the business. And so, we did a lot of research. We have an amazing accountant that helped us navigate and set up some of our payroll processes before we started the work at home project, because we knew that this was potentially going to be fast and furious. And we've been really blessed in Bryan County so far, because it hasn't quite hit us like some major cities. We know that it's here, but it's been a little slower. But for us, we really took an entire week to create policies and procedures, and we checked with our banker at First United, and we checked with our accountant, and so we put together this entire program in a week to make sure that we were ready for it. Now, I do want to call out though that I was researching recently, because I know that as a business owner, there's not a lot of people sometimes to go to, because you're kind of the expert. It's your business, or who do you go to? Who's your boss? A lot of us are our own leaders. And so I was researching, and if there are any business owners out there watching tonight, the Durant Chamber has put together an amazing spotlight page. It's durantchamber.org / spotlight. I kind of butchered that. durantchamber.org / spotlight. And the chamber has put together a wealth of information about small business loans, grants. There's some resources specifically to restaurants, but there's also some elements in there for non-business owners. Like there's the bingo that the chamber put together to help get people engaged, even from behind closed doors and in the home. And there's also, Stephanie probably spotlighted this last night, but the nightly videos from the local merchants that go on and do tutorials and keep the community engaged through Facebook as well.
Well, there's also, there's regulations to that, but then there's also the people side that we thought was very important as well.
Right.
And so, our employees are so great, and they're certainly our number one asset. And, there's things that we felt we needed to do for those guys. We immediately give everyone a $2 raise per hour, just to help with the additional expenses that they're going to incur by, kids staying at home full time, them working out of the house, electricity, food, things like that. Yeah. So, we certainly, had them in mind and wanted to make sure that there was some things that we could do to help them out as well.
That's something that I have seen from you all in the time that I've got to know you in the last couple of years, and just watching from an outsider's perspective and seeing how you do take care of the staff that are there. And it really is a family type atmosphere from what I have seen. And I really appreciate that, guys. I think that's incredibly important. We're speaking tonight with Matt and Darla Hunt from Omnicare 365, a business that is right here in Bryan County. And you talked about the call center. And I know, by the way, I'm curious a little bit as to how everything takes place, because even when you're dealing with phone situation, I can imagine that your staff that are working now offsite aren't just picking up a cell phone, are they? I mean, you said it took a little bit more to set it up offsite. Yeah. That, right?
We have become IT. We are coaches, counselors, leaders. No, but we a lot of our programs are cloud-based, so it made this transition a lot easier for us. All of our employees were able to come and get their workstation equipment. They do have a nice headset that they take with them, so they're not on cell phones. They have, a backup power supply, so that for the business continuity aspect, if they lose power to their home, right, they can stay running for a few more hours on backup. So we definitely took some precautions and sent them with their professional equipment. So, and most of our employees, I would say probably all of them that I've spoken to, really, really love working at home. So, and one of the things that you never really know until you do it, and for us, this isn't an unheard of thing, call centers working at home, but for us as a new business in Durant with, less than 100 people, this is uncharted territories for us. So you never know what's going to happen. But we knew that we had to do something different. We didn't want people in the office, and we didn't want people coming to work sick or getting out. So we've seen a lot of positive results. Our attendance is amazing, and it was already amazing. So I don't even know how it could have gotten better, but it did. The morale is great. Our performance is maintaining, and some people are even doing better. So for us, this is a very unfortunate time. But on that same thought, there are a lot of things that we can learn from this that'll help us, help implement this to become our new norm every day. A lot of people are really interested in the work at home program that we have. And, it's not perfect today. We put it together in a week, but we've got, virtual meetings set up, and we do checkpoints and phone calls, and we've gone 100% paperless. So this has really made us leverage the technology that we had to its full capacity. So it's been a learning experience for us, but we're really excited about the things that it's forced us into, for sure.
Yeah, and speaking with the technology, I mean, we have a great technology partner. Our employees were able to unplug their station at work, go home, plug it into the internet, and they were taking calls. So it's really amazing stuff.
Well, yeah, and that, by the way, you talk about completely paperless. With as many monitors as I have right here, and camera and sound and everything else, I still have some papers for tonight's show. So it's just I don't know if I'm ready yet for completely paperless. I know I'm a little bit older, so that's fine. Bear with me on that. But that it really is interesting the way that you can do that, and I think a good thing too. You said, Darla, that you were able to get it done in a week, and maybe there's room for adjustment. Well, I mean, there's time now. I mean, I know you guys have learned then over the past 3 and 4 weeks how to make some of those adjustments, and you do some of those things on the fly. The company itself, you mentioned call center. You all work with healthcare. You mentioned that earlier, and you talk about, I think that you all work with sales too and customer service. What is the thrust of what you do at Omnicare 365?
It's, we really take pride in being a true partner with our clients. I think that's really what sets us apart. We are smaller, but there's more of a hands-on feel when it comes to how we truly partner with a client. And we're not there just to, take orders and do this or do that. We really try to be real collaborative and really determine, what's going to work best for them. Ultimately, there's we have to ensure that we're happy, our employees are happy, our clients are happy, and their customers are happy. And that's really what we strive to do every single day.
I see that as I've again watched you all from an outsider's perspective and looking and seeing what you all have going on, but even looking through some of the things that you all promote. One of the things that stood out to me, and I want to give you that chance to talk about this again, because this may be a situation in time, you all hire folks from the community, and I know that's a big deal too, is to bring in folks from the community and be able to hire here. And someone watching this may see, hey, listen, these folks really are doing a good job. I know my job is shifting now with the situation, and it may not be the same when everything comes back to what quote unquote normal is. And I think normal may be something different on the other side. So someone may be watching this tonight and looking at you all possibly as a prospective place to go to work. Address the people first side of it, because that just stands out to me as one of the neatest things.
Well, we've been in the call center both for over almost 20 years. We've worked with a lot of corporate BPOs, a business processing outsourcer. That's kind of what we're labeled as. And whenever you work for the bigger corporations, there's always a lot of times it's really focused on the bottom line, and they've got to. They have to build processes and policies that cover their entire business. And with us being smaller, there's a lot of things that we learned that we just didn't like whenever we were in the corporate world. So we're able to do things different. There's no one to tell us that we can't. a few people, but we just want to be different. We want our guys to be able to come to work and have a good time, and not necessarily or not there, or whatever it is. It's relaxed. We want guys to want to be there, because that truly is what we're looking for. And whenever that happens, they're happier, our customers are happier, our clients are happier, and of course that makes us happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the workplace, we try to do a lot of involvement. So we have a diverse crowd of people. Obviously, anywhere you go with a large number, you're going to have diversity. But one thing that we really strive to do to have inclusion is to really get involved with events when we can throughout the community. I think right now we need to figure out how to do that with the current status. I think we're just, we're still focusing a little bit more on the business this month, and we need to get back to the norm. But we love to volunteer and help any way we can, whether it's our teachers and educators, individuals in the community that may need some help. Sometimes we've gotten involved with downtown Durant. I love downtown Durant personally, and so I love to get involved any way I can when that group needs something, and when it's decorating or cleanups or whatever is needed. We want to find ways to give back, because that really helps connect people that are different. When you focus all of your energy on a really good cause, it just feels really good. And then in the workplace, we do a lot of different, cultural events throughout the month. We'll go through and find what quirky holidays there are and have fun. So, I'm trying to do better at that now that we work at home. So last week we did Workstation Wednesday, where virtually post your workstation or post your furry coworker. So we're trying to get acclimated to the new normal for us right now. We're currently, reinstituting our employee of the month that kind of fell by the wayside last month. So we're working on that actually the rest of this week to go ahead and nominate somebody and recognize them. So we want to put a lot of focus on our culture, because at the end of the day, if you love where you work, you're going to come and you're going to do a great job, and you're going to tell all of your friends who are like you. And so, it's great to just work with people who you really enjoy being with and you like the work that you do.
I can't imagine anyone not wanting to work with you all and for you all. It sounds like a great work environment. Well, I want to wrap up our time tonight, and I'm really thankful for you all stopping by and being with me here on BCP Live. And I know that there's a lot of good information in all of that. When this does all move on through to the next phase of whatever it is that we're looking at ahead. And I know, by the way, thank you for saying uncharted territory. That's been a key here on BCP Live. It's uncharted, not uncharted. Doesn't matter. Running gag. You did it right, Darla. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. But anyway, we are charting these waters together, and we're pushing on through. On the other side of it, it's likely going to look a little bit different. Do you see maybe even some more of that work at home? Maybe not on the same. You said 90% of the staff really is not there on site. Do you see things like that maybe staying that way to an extent? What do you see for the future?
Absolutely. So we have always thought that we would go to a work at home environment, at least a portion of our work. And we've been really lucky. We partner with REI. And, we recently were awarded a grant for expansion. And so we're in the middle of, we're about to start expansion that's going to add another 80 seats in our building.
Wow.
And, whenever we start thinking about, okay, how big do we need to get before we need to start looking at other options in terms of, opening up somewhere else? Work at home gives us unlimited potential, because, where we would normally be capped at, 175, 200 agents. Now we've, without even moving, we can go to 400.
Yeah.
So it's huge for us, and it's certainly a great opportunity, and it's one that we certainly will take advantage of.
Well, definitely. That sounds great. Anything you all would like to add?
I just think in closing, there's a lot of people impacted by this right now. I've noticed there's been a spike in a lot of applications coming in the last couple of weeks from the service industry locally. And I've had some fellow business owner friends of mine reach out to see if we could help, their displaced employees. And so, we are smaller, so we're not doing massive waves of hiring, but we are in our busy season, and especially in the essential services and the healthcare, we are still growing. We're getting strategic on how we do trainings and hirings, but I did want to let people know that, if you're displaced now and you've been in the service industry, or you're really good at talking to people, or you just love helping people, we have a variety of different projects that are catered to different skill sets and different preferences in your work style. And, look us up. We're on Indeed. You can key search Omnicare 365. And, we're happy to reach out and help. And sometimes, I run across people who will do wonderful for us. We've actually been able to hire a couple of those displaced food service workers in the last couple of weeks and get them going. Some are temporary, which is fine. Some want to stay on full time, also fine. We just want to help people, and we have positions, and we're here.
Well, that's good. Well, I appreciate that, and yeah, you're right. I mean, the times of hiring sometimes are bigger and sometimes are smaller. So they can get in touch with you. They can find you on Indeed. What was that keyword again on Indeed?
The keyword is just our company name, Omnicare 365, all together with no spaces.
Okay.
You can also sign up to follow our page on Indeed for instant notifications, but we do have a couple of postings today that are open, so people can check out and see a little bit more about us, read about some of the different jobs, and get in touch.
Yeah, and you can always catch us on our website.
Yeah, and our website as well will link you straight to Indeed.com.
There it is. Now, by the way, I meant to say something about this a little bit earlier. I was looking at this again today. That's a new logo.
It is. We have rebranded our logo. That's actually very new.
That is really cool. Well, hey, listen, I told you before, blue and green, those are my favorite colors together. So I've always liked your logo anyway. I like this one a lot too, and I need to get that logo as well. So that is omnicare365.com. And again, and you can find them on Facebook as well. So if you're looking for Matt and Darla, definitely that's the way to go. And Indeed, and search up the keyword Omnicare365. That is all one word. I really appreciate you all coming on and spending some time with us tonight on BCP Live. God bless you all. And it is such a great thing to hear that a business right here in Bryan County is doing well, not only surviving during this pandemic, but thriving as well. And I think it's a good example to our community. So thank you for what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Joey.
All right. God bless you. That is Matt and Darla Hunt. And they are the owners of Omnicare 365, again, right here in Bryan County. I really appreciate them taking the time to be on with us as well. And cool cats in the building. Yes, I like that. A lot of folks showing up tonight off and on. So thank you for being with me here on BCP Live. A few more things to go over as we run through, the list tonight. And I did say, yes, it was on paper. So as Chase, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but they're the old man glasses. That's granddad to you. According to where we are on the numbers, the U.S. has now passed 462,000 confirmed cases. Oklahoma is 30th in the country in confirmed cases, 24th in the country in the number of deaths. That number is now at 80, as it is day 15 of not a lockdown, but a shutdown. Shout outs tonight, and I do want to give some shout outs to some of the folks here, to Kara and the Blue Zones Project. I want to give a shout out to the advertisers and sponsors of the Bryan County Patriot, of course, BryanCountyPatriot.com. Blake at Blake Utter Ford, thanks to him. Grant at Modern Abstract. Chris and Shelley at Prices Printing, appreciate them. Corey and Stephen and all the folks out at Indian Nation Wholesale. And also Matt at Mickle Law Offices. Thank you all very much for being sponsors of the Bryan County Patriot and for being a part of what we do. A few other things of note. Darla mentioned that the Durant Chamber of Commerce had some good things on their site, and we need to get that listed on the website. So I can probably put that in the description on the YouTube. I'm on the YouTubes. On the YouTube version of this show. There we go. I know that most of you are watching on Facebook right now, so I'm not that old that we're going to the YouTubes. On the YouTube version, I can put that in the description. How about that? Durant Chamber of Commerce, by the way, has the bingo game. You want to check that out. And also, they're putting out new news every day instead of just once a week. So definitely want to watch that. All right. There it is. Thank you, Darla. So we're already in the comments now. www.durantchamber.org/spotlight. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Darla. We have that on there, and I'll get that in the description on the YouTube a little bit later on. All right. From the Bryan County Election Board, let's look here really quickly and see if I can pull this up. Filing for federal, state, or county offices closes tomorrow. So there have already been some folks who've been filing for office, whether it be a county office or a state office, whatever that you're looking to file for. That needs to be done by tomorrow, and it can be done at the office there. Yeah. It needs to be done by 5 o'clock tomorrow. So please keep that in mind. All right. Filing done. How about this? Let me bring up another site here if I can really quickly. I appreciated the Omnicare 365 site. So let me pull up another site right here. How about this one? Shout out to the folks at Texoma Pandemic Partners. And Mike Davis has done a really good job with this Facebook page. So if you are not already a member, you may be in the minority right now because members have now grown. It's grown to be more than 7,000 members that are associated with this page. Texoma Pandemic Partners, again, Mike Davis doing a great job, as all the folks out there. And there have been so many people who have been helped and blessed because of the association with this page. People are finding out where the needs are and getting things from, one place to another, and being able to be a blessing to a lot of people through this Facebook page. And again, membership has just crossed 7,000 today. So congratulations to Mike Davis and all the folks that run that page. Amy said, Darla, and we just had Matt and Darla Hunt from Omnicare 365 on there. Darla has helped me with our steel company in Arizona. Thanks to Darla. So, man, you're having an impact, not just here in Bryan County, but apparently all across the country. So really appreciate that. Bryan County Health Department is continuing to test curbside. It is by appointment only. If you want to be tested for the coronavirus, obviously this is something they're going to test you if you're symptomatic. If you are not symptomatic, they are not going to test you. And so I don't think anyone cheers for symptoms. I don't think that you're going around saying, hey, I want to be symptomatic. I'd like to, display some symptoms of the COVID-19 that is having a, negative impact on the country health-wise, economically, and everything else. But in order to be tested, you do have to be showing some kind of symptoms of the coronavirus. But the testing is free. It's curbside, drive up, drive back out. And I think that these tests are going much more quickly too. Results are coming in quickly. There are a number of states already now that have gotten this rapid testing in. I don't know that Oklahoma is one of those yet, but we'll find out. But you're finding out really pretty quickly what is going on with that. So Bryan County Health Department continuing to test. All right. I think I should wrap up tonight. I wanted to get on a new subject or a new segment to call Merely an Observation. And I'll be really honest with you. Sometimes I can be a little sarcastic. So I may just file that one away. Maybe we'll hit that one tomorrow. We'll see. Want to give a shout out to everybody for checking in tonight. And I want to leave you with all of the positive things that Matt and Darla talked about. So definitely we want to do that. Look into it. Check it out. It's omnicare365.com, or you can go to their Facebook page. And again, don't forget, if you are looking for work, indeed.com, and look for the keyword, which is Omnicare 365. All right. Well, looking through my my list here, bring that back up. See, I'm not paperless yet. I still have my list of things that I like to look at. Not paperless yet, but I will be. Let me remind you of this as we wrap this up. The projections for deaths related to COVID-19. I hate to say it like that, but that's just really the way it is. The projections and those total numbers are continuing to go down. And, it doesn't matter how you see it. There's probably going to be someone to argue with you at some point. You can say, hey, listen, we did what we were supposed to. We were socially distant and we stayed in our homes and we took care of our business and kept to ourselves. And so because of that, we slowed the spread and we flattened the curve and we did all those, key phrases and great things. And so that's part of the reason why the numbers are lower than what they first projected. And then you're going to find a lot of other people who will say, no, everybody just went overboard the first time around. They were trying to spread fear and all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. What matters is that this number is going down. It is not as big. It's not as high as what was once projected. And there's a lot of good going on. So I want to wrap up the time tonight just saying, look, there's good stuff happening. And sometimes you have to look for the good things. Sometimes it's just right there in front of you. You don't have to look that far. I encourage you to count your blessings. Be thankful for all of the things that you have, even right now, big and small, no matter what it is, no matter what your circumstance is. If you're watching me right now, count your blessings, be thankful, and let's look ahead. All right, guys. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for checking in. Maddie, Marilyn as well tonight. Appreciate that. Lavina, thank you for checking in. Susan, always appreciate you checking in. I know that you're going to be there, and I appreciate that. Ray, thanks for looking in tonight. Amy as well. And shout out to, hey, Christian. Shout out to you. Thank you for checking in tonight. God bless you all. Be wise in what you're doing. Use discretion, but do not walk in fear. And we'll be back at 9 o'clock again tomorrow night. Have a great night.